Hi everybody, my name is Thirusha and I am the CEO of Imatla Enterprises. I would have to say yes, yes, yes. I was brought up in a businessman's home. My father was a very successful businessman. I was exposed to business from the time I was a child, and then I saw it filtering through my life from a very young age when I was in school. I always had this need to want to win and stand out and create something fantastic, whether it be academically, in public speaking, or even in sport. So my competitive edge was definitely something that made me realize that I have a business acumen and spirit and no fear to stand out and make a difference. My first entrepreneurial venture was about 8 years ago, and I started selling jewelry, handmade jewelry, that I realized that not every woman was able to buy expensive jewelry. So what I did was I got involved with someone who made the jewelry, and I showcased it to some of my friends who and my social circle, and showed them what it was all about. They were all excited because it wasn't costing anyone an arm and a leg, and then I created a target audience for myself. Then what I did was I literally went door to door selling jewelry, and then I was in my car and I went company to company selling the jewelry, and I realized at that moment that I could market something that would be different and appealing, and I could also make a lot of money from it. That was my very first entrepreneurial venture. The business that I own at the moment in engineering is called Imatla Enterprises. It started out as a wholesaler of electrical equipment. I rapidly realized that there was a discrepancy within supply chain, where in the industry, it was dominated by large corporate entities, and I decided to get into manufacturing on a small scale where I closed the gap. And that's when I realized that seeing an opportunity using a small manufacturing part of my business made me realize that small could turn into very big. And that's why I'm in engineering, is because I've realized that I could bridge the gap and make a difference in a very small, big way. Alright, so manufacturing is an extremely creative space for me to be in. Everybody seems to think that engineering is far removed from the arts, but in reality, it's very similar. So for me, creating an object from a piece of steel leaves an artist that I am feeling an incredible sense of satisfaction, no matter how big or small it is. So it felt like a puzzle piece being put together. I wake up early most days at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. However, running my own business, I have to be agile. So a lot of the times I try my best to stick to my routine. However, this doesn't exclude me from having to have to do more than I need to on some days and less than I need to on some days. However, whatever needs to be achieved has to be achieved for the day. I certainly have mentors and coaches. The first mentor that I ever had in my life was my dad. He was, like I said, a very well-known businessman. I learned a lot from him about what to do and what not to do. And I stole with my eyes and my ears everything that I possibly could. I also have some other coaches. One of them, his name is Ian Ross. He's a captain in the industry at the moment. and he's really helped me and molded me to be able to identify gaps and to get past any obstacles that I might seem or may seem too big for me. My other mentors in my life are the everyday men and women. For me, a mentor, and I get inspiration from a car guard, a lady selling jewelry on the street, a CEO, an international CEO, a Richard Branson. But for me, I take from everyone around me, but I do personally have two mentors, which is my dad, and I have an Ian Ross. Okay, so the first thing I would say is believe in yourself no matter what. Treat people all around you with respect and dignity. Strive to remember people's names. It's astounding how much impact that has. It makes people believe that you remember them, and they would certainly go further than you'd expect them to if they know that you remember who they are. Stay motivated. I often have this question asked to me, and I always say to everyone that comes across my path, anybody that says you can't do it is someone that's not meant to be in your circle. I would advise anyone to do or take any idea that they have and make it a reality, no matter how big or insurmountable it may seem. So stay away from the naysayers, stay positive, stay motivated, and the easiest mistakes to make are the ones that others have already. Learn from that, and I'm sure that there will be success for any young entrepreneur. Being a female entrepreneur in 2019 in this country is very exciting for me. The pro of it is that I'm lucky enough to be in a country where the ministry of the country is very pro woman entrepreneur. So I feel there's a lot of support, and there's a lot of incubator programs for women in our country at this moment. The cons that I could talk about is, of course, there are many. However, a con for me I see as a challenge, and to date I haven't come across any challenges that have been insurmountable. Okay, so if you'd like to contact me for more information about my business, you can go to my URL, which is www.imatlaenterprises.co.za. I am also on LinkedIn, and you can contact me there anytime for any information, and I'd love to do business with you.